Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today we're starting to work from a new book to the channel called Milk Street Tuesday Nights. It happens to be Tuesday night. And we are going to be making tonight bulgur tomato salad. I cannot guarantee that we will always do these on Tuesday night, but it just happened to work out this way. I needed to cook for the channel and we needed dinner, so we're doing that. I'm going to get started real quick because we want to eat dinner. I've got olive oil in this pan and I'm going to turn it on to medium heat. It's a 10-inch skillet as requested. Hopefully that will be plenty. So we're heating that until it's shimmering. And while that's happening, I'm going to mix this tomato paste. Hopefully you guys can see this. I don't know. So I've got tomato paste and I've got water, and we are going to mix the tomato paste into the water. And this will be sort of our cooking medium for the bulgur. It's almost like a tomato juice. So there we go. This is, sorry, he calls it Bulgur-Tomato salad with herbs and pomegranate molasses. It is an Armenian dish called Eetch. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let me know if I did it wrong in the comments down below. But it looked good. Now this calls for coarse bulgur wheat. The only stuff I can find is basically whole, which seems pretty coarse. It says not to use fine or medium. I did verify with the packaging that the cooking times and everything seems to be about the same as this recipe calls for, so hopefully it's okay. But I checked a bunch of grocery store websites that I have in the area. None of them had anything else besides this. So I think our oil is shimmery a little bit. I might turn it up a little because this pan on this burner needs a little more. To this, we're adding a red bell pepper that has been finely chopped. And some scallions that have also been pretty finely chopped. I did more than slice them, but they're really hard to chop. And to this, we are also adding some of the salt in the recipe, but not all. We're going to cook this for about 5 minutes until it is soft. Yeah, until it's tender. So we're just going to let that cook until the peppers are tender. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to call this good, and we're going to add the garlic and the spices that I added to it earlier. And this only needs to cook for about a minute, just until it's fragrant. You really smell the cumin. Now I'm going to stir in the bulgur wheat that we discussed earlier. Now we're going to add the water and tomato paste mixture. Stir it in. Bring this up to a simmer, right? Yeah, bring it to a boil over medium high. So we'll just get this going pretty quickly. That's pretty good. We're covering it. This is the best lid I have for this particular pan, which is not great, but it'll work. And we're going to keep this at a simmer. So it says to turn it to low. I'm just going to watch my heat, make sure it's still simmering. And this is going to take 12 to 15 minutes until the bulgur has absorbed all of the liquid. And while this is simmering, I'm going to continue with the rest of my dinner preparation because that should take about that amount of time. I forgot more salt at that point. So I'm going to take the lid off and add the rest of the salt that I was supposed to add when I first added the tomato water mixture. All right. Get it back to a simmer. Excuse the sizzling. I'm going to check because it has been about 12 minutes, the low estimate. I feel like we need to let it go a little bit longer, but still kind of wet. It's a little bit of a chew. I think that's better, a little better. Now we are supposed to leave it covered and take it off the heat for 5 minutes. So I'm going to just move it off the heat, turned off my heat. Been sitting about 5 minutes, but we're not completely done. We are supposed to transfer this to a wide, shallow bowl. And I'm going to spread it out a little bit because we are now letting this cool for another 5-ish minutes until it's just warm. So we will meet you over here when we're ready to finish it up. My bulgur has been sitting for, I don't know, a little more than 5 minutes. It's warm, but not steamy hot. Now we're going to add some pomegranate molasses, which I happen to have from another recipe. We're gonna sort of drizzle it on the top and then mix it in. Fold until combined. Okay, and now we're going to fold in some cherry tomatoes that I have halved. I have a mix of different varieties here from my garden, which honestly is the reason why I decided to make this recipe. I have a lot of cherry tomatoes this year. Some sliced green onions. So we cooked some in and now we're going to put some in raw, thinly sliced. And then you can use either mint or Italian flat leaf parsley. I happen to have parsley available, so that is what I'm using right now. We're going to fold these in. And then we have to taste it because we may need salt. We may need more of this molasses. We may need a squeeze of lemon. I'm going to give this just a little taste. I feel like the balance is really, really good. I don't think we need any more acid or any more salt, shockingly. Yeah, I think it's good. There's a little bit more chew than I was expecting on the bulgur, and I don't know if, it needed to cook longer or because of the type of bulgur that I could find, but next time I try to cook the bulgur, I might see what happens if I cook it longer. Sometimes a grain just does have more chew when it's cooked, like barley, which I really like. But that is the dish. I'm going to feed it to my family because it is now past time to eat. And although it is honestly about the time we eat many days. And we will let you know what we think in just a second. On this episode of Cooking the Books with Heather, you watched me make a recipe from a new book to us, Christopher Kimball's Milk Street Tuesday Nights. And we made Bulgur-Tomato salad with herbs and pomegranate molasses, aka Eetch, an Armenian salad. I thought it was delicious. It was a great summer side dish because by the time you serve it, it's definitely not a hot grain. You let it cool and then you add some things to it, which cools it down more. I thought it was perfect flavor-wise the way it was. I might cook the bulgur a little bit longer, maybe with a little bit more water next time. It did have quite a lot of chew, and that might have been because I could not find anything labeled fine, medium, or coarse bulgur wheat. He says to use this with coarse. I could only find what seemed to be whole grain bulgur. I don't know. Which should have cooked in about the same amount of time. I don't know. I just think I would like it cooked a little bit longer. So I would do that again. I would definitely make something like this again. Would I do it probably exactly like this? No. But the pomegranate molasses I gave it a good tanginess. He says if you need more, add some lemon juice to it if you need it. But I thought it was perfect the way it was. And I didn't even need to add any more salt. So, because I did remember to go back and add the salt that I forgot in the cooking step. But I've never had anything like this before. We really liked it. Nobody refused to eat it. Okay, my husband's saying it was like a 6 out of 10. Whatever. It was fine. Everybody ate it, which sometimes is a problem. My daughter loved it, but she likes salads a lot and unique things. But I thought it was delicious. I would make it again. And if you've enjoyed watching me make this, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come back and watch me make something else next week.